go. We are shared in all locations. Let me turn off hype music and stop the share. Perfect. Hello, Joe. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I do. I hear you fine.
Awesome. I can hear you as well. Thank you so much for joining in with me today. Another masterclass has come to an end. Another amazing group of online business professionals shared last week with me. And I want to thank you for coming in today to let me talk to you a little bit about your experience. And we are celebrating our 1-year milestone. We met in September of 2021 and we're still going strong. I'm so happy to have you not only as a client, but as a very, very, very good friend. So thank you again, Joe. How's your day been going so far?
I'm blessed. I have a great life. Yeah.
Love it, love it, love it. Awesome, awesome. Well, Joe, for those who don't know your journey, can you share with us a little bit about how we met and how you got started with me in Business on Autopilot?
I was new to social media. I was new. I had not dabbled in anything in an online business, and I jumped in with both feet. And I believe then, and I believe now, that Facebook ads is an excellent way for me to meet my customer. But I came out of the gate and fell flat on my face with a different program, a different coach, a different mindset. And they just weren't willing to talk to me at my level, which admittedly I was a newbie, right? So right. I kind of got my teeth kicked in, and monetarily, emotionally, it took me a couple of months to screw my head back on straight and go out and then start hunting for the person that could talk to me at my level and that understood my business. And I accidentally found you. And it was an accident. I mean, I was working all day, and at night I would catch up on the class and the homework and throwing stuff out there at the very last minute. And you actually selected me to join your group. And I was just so thrilled. And I've been going every day ever since in my business. It's just allowed me to go, and I never get stopped. I never get stuck, because of course you're out there, and it's just immensely helpful to me.
Well, I so enjoy working with you, not just in the masterclass. At that time, it was 5 days, and we shrunk it down to 3 days. Yeah. But on the 5th day, when we had our phone call, and you were like, you get me. And I was like, yeah, because I have been where you are, right? It's so frustrating when you sign up for these courses with these gurus and you think they're going to give you the Holy Grail and show you everything you need to do. And then once you get in there, you don't get the support, you don't get the training, and you're getting a cookie cutter program, right? But we're not cookie cutter businesses. So I can totally relate to what it was that you were going through. So when you were in the course, the masterclass, the 5-day training, what were some of the things that made you say, you know what, I need to talk to this girl to find out what she does?
It was the delivery of when you were teaching. It was like, oh, I spent 8 weeks and I got this message and this answer on day 1. And then on day 2, I got another nugget of information. And it's like, I spent 8 weeks and a whole chunk of change trying to get where I needed to go. And in 5 days, it's like, well, if she can give me this much information in 5 days, what would happen if I went all in and convinced her to take me as a client? And you have just stretched me every day since then. I love having accountability calls. I think it keeps me on track, and you pull me back when I'm going down a rabbit hole, which is, you hold up your hand and go, no, you're not doing that. And get me going in the right direction. And all I've done since in a year is just gone up. On every level, on every point. I love the curriculum in your classes, and and it's complete. And every time I have something going on, you can drive me right back to your courses and say, go here, do this over. You didn't get it the first time. If you still have questions, you come back, raise your hand, and off we go again. And we did that this morning. It's like went right back into the curriculum and said, yes, that's great that you found that, but go look at the stuff that's already done for you. It's already here. Use that. So, and that's exactly what I'll do.
Well, and I always encourage my clients to see what else is out there, right? I mean, I know I'm not the only game in town, and I also jump on other trainings as well. I was in 2 master classes last week. I think one of them called it a workshop, the other called it a master class, but nonetheless, I'm always jumping in other people's trainings. I was on 3 of them, actually. 2 of them were all week, and one was on Friday. But I always want to see what else is out there that I can bring back to my clients. And of course, I want to make myself competitive in the marketplace. And a lot of times what we found is that when you do go out there and search for other stuff, I've been fortunate enough that I've been able to stay ahead of the game with you. So can you tell us a little bit about what it's like to actually have someone training you who knows what your next step should be?
Facebook ads are like they're like my gold, right? So knowing what the numbers mean, knowing what to change, knowing what to, I don't want to say pivot, but that's what we do. I mean, we analyze the numbers and then we say, no, it's not here, it's not here, it's there, go fix that. And you have just been so instrumental in keeping my ad spend in line with where I'm going and on message. I mean, you can do a lot of crazy stuff with Facebook ads, but you keep it correct, worded well. I've never had a problem with Facebook. You've reviewed every inch of everything before it goes live. So it's exactly what I needed. I could have done a whole bunch of bad Facebook ads and spent a bunch of money. I could have gone that route.
Yes.
But you never let anything slip. So I just continue to improve.
Well, Rhonda joined on with us today. Hey, Rhonda, thank you for coming. And if you are watching Joe and I live today, please drop a hello in the comments, share some love. And I'm going to let Joe introduce herself because we didn't do that at the beginning. We just dived right in. But the one thing I want to say before I let Joe tell you more about who she is and what she does, what I love about Joe is that she is like a sponge, right? She takes everything that I give her and she runs with it all the way to the bank. When Joe and I started last September, she didn't have any Facebook ads running. We had to build everything from scratch. And again, she took it like a passing the baton in a 4-person relay race, right? She just went to town with it. And by the time December rolled around, she had recouped all of her, I don't want to say bad, all of her, what's the word?
You can say bad. You can say bad.
All of her bad coaching experiences for 2021 within about 2.5 months of us working together. Joe is on an amazing mission to help women. And I don't want to steal your thunder. I am going to post the link on how people can reach out to you. But share with us, Joe, what your mission is with your business and why you're using Facebook ads.
I'm pretty niche down. I want to speak to women that are in my age group that have the energy to do something about their retirement. There's so many women out there that just don't, they're every day is clicking by and they know they're going to retire, but I don't want women working in retirement. I want to be out having fun. Mm-hmm. And I love what I do. Don't get me wrong. My day job is stunning. But this, having my own business, is just going to ensure that I always have income in retirement, and I want to share that gift. And that's exactly what our business is we bless each and every person that comes in, and the blessings just keep on going. So we keep everybody on a track of knowing that they can retire. We start with, can you? And if they say no, do you want to retire? Yes. Can you? No. Let's do it. And we go, and we just make sure that we're always helping one another. We help one another in my business. We help one another in Cecilia's business. our team that's out there working, we support one another. And I think that women of my age group who are on Facebook, we exist, and my audience is there, and they need to know that they can get to retirement and live the life they want.
And I love your mission, and I love your company products, by the way. Joe introduced me to one of her products. A lot of you here know my story, so I won't go into any detail, but I hadn't had a good night's sleep in like 3 years. And one day after Joe got tired of hearing me bitching about it, she was like, can I send you something? I want you to try it and see what it's like. And that was in February of this year. It's all natural, vegan friendly, non-GMO. And the first time I took it, I literally was like over the moon because I slept for 8 straight hours for the first time in 3 years. And I didn't wake up groggy. I didn't wake up feeling like blah. I mean, I woke up ready to take on the world. So I love your mission. And you're right. You know, I just did a post on my page last week where it said, like, women still need to work, or Black women specifically on this post. It says something like they need to work an extra 200 and something days to equal what a white man makes in a year. And then if you put white women in the mix, they may have to work a few less days. But the moral of the story is women have to work a lot more days to equal what a man makes in the course of a year. And by you having this business that allows women to create a pension in 5 years, then they only work if they want to, not because they have to, which I think is so cool. So your company has a lot of training, right? They got a lot of training. What made you decide to go the Facebook ad route instead of what your company provides?
We're a global company, and I just felt like I wouldn't be able to create that organic reach. I needed to be able to hit a certain age group of women and who could hear the right words. I mean, it's about them hearing my message about not having to work in retirement. I've been on a call with 3 different women this morning, and each and every one said, who's going to hire me? And it's like, no. You hire yourself. Right. You do your own self. You take care of you, and don't go looking for that job in retail. There's so many retail shutting down. You know, don't bank on that you're going to be able to get a job bagging groceries in the end. Don't do that. Just right. Do you. And we call it financial self-care in our group. Right. And it's just so important to know that you can use your own funds and you're going to be okay.
And that has to be a very rewarding feeling because, you know, I told you a story and I posted on my page as well how I went to McDonald's for breakfast, I don't know, maybe a couple of weeks ago. And the lady that was in the window had to be in her 70s, and it's at 8:30 in the morning. And I just really was like, I know when she thought of where she would be at 70 years old, it could not be at a drive-through window at McDonald's at 8:30 in the morning. And my heart breaks because fortunately my parents set themselves up in life to where my mom had a very good pension. I used to joke and say she made more money than people I supervised when I had a job, between her retirement and her pension. And then my father, who was ex-military and an entrepreneur, he was able to live quite well in retirement. And then when they came to live with me, it wasn't a financial burden. Like I had to, you know, figure out how to take my money and use it to take care of them along with my house. And so helping women, especially because we're always behind the 8 ball when it comes to wages, get that safety net is so important. So your company teaches a lot of organic marketing and things like that. Can you tell me some of the things that you had tried organically that just did not go anywhere?
Well, sure. I could put posts up in Facebook all day long, but that wasn't going to grow my Facebook group, and it didn't. And if I didn't have ladies in my group that we could start focusing on self-care now and start thinking about the future and grow together, I just could not figure out how to bring them in by doing posts on Facebook. It just didn't work. And the same thing for me, Instagram was the same way. Just static posting did not do it. But with Facebook ads, I can tell a story that they understand, that they go, oh yeah, that's me. And then they can just keep on moving and get in the group and immediately start focusing on caring for themselves, because a lot of women at my age are either taking care of others, older, younger, they're kind of stuck in the middle, and taking care of themselves is the last thing that is on the list. But they need to get to retirement healthy. So that's kind of our goal, a lot of health and wellness and self-care.
And I love that. And when you started this, you didn't have a lot going on in your Facebook group. So your Facebook group now is almost up to 500 people, which is fantastic. Yeah. And a lot of people might think, well, shoot, she's been at it a year and she's only got 500 people. But tell us about the people that you are selectively allowing to come into your world.
Well, that's the beauty of the Facebook ads that we're running. We're able to pre-qualify them by the time they make it into the group. I know, do they want to have a business for themselves, or are they focused on self-care? No matter which one, they either become a customer or they start their own business. And that's really why we're running ads, is because we can pre-qualify them by the time they get to our group. And then we just start running with them. We help anybody and everyone, but by the time they get to me, they've answered 3 questions to get into my group. And from there, they just keep on coming. So it's wonderful. It's been fabulous for me.
And how does it feel having confident conversations? That's one of the things I talk about a lot, is having those confident conversations. When you're talking to somebody who's actually asked to come into your world versus what we normally do is ask others, like you go from being the hunted or the hunter and you're being hunted. How does it feel to have those confident conversations?
Well, the luxury of running my ads to my targeted prospect is that I'm not talking to ladies that are in 20 or 30. They sound like me. They have the same kinds of problems. I completely relate to them. So by the time they get to me live, we're immediately friends for life. I mean, it's that wonderful, because they get it. I'm their people and they're my people. So it just works.
Okay. And when you talk about your people, my people, a lot of people if you're running Facebook ads out there, if you're running Facebook ads, you notice that Facebook snatched a lot of those familiar audiences to us. Like Joe's in network marketing. So MLM is no longer in there. And some of the big names are no longer in there, like the Tony Robbins. And if you're in the faith-based space, Joel Osteen, they just snatched out a whole lot of detailed targeting options. So tell me how being part of the Business on Autopilot program has allowed you to pivot to keep up with the Facebook changes that happen.
When we get started, we test a lot. We test our copy, we test our images, we test our headlines, and then we're always looking at our audiences. And I have run so many different kinds of ads to answer your question. I mean, right now I'm targeting women in 38 countries that I've never done business in before, and getting them to know, like, and trust me before I ever even go back to them again and retarget them. And we create lookalike audiences. And I would have never been able to do any of that without all of your direction, and know how to change this level. And they also have to be in this category in order to be the person that is going to be attracted to me. So yeah, your program and understanding how to create audiences has been key to my success.
Awesome. We got my other mother, Miss Peggy, on the line with us today. She's one of those other fortunate retirees that doesn't have to work, and she's living her best life. Thank you, other mother, for jumping on here today. And then Rhonda has asked, what is the age group? Because she might be sharing your information. She said she might need it. So what is the age group of women that you're helping? because she might need this. Now, Rhonda, I know you won't because you got a good job and you're good with your money. But hey, we can all use some extra cushion in the end, because by the time you and I, Rhonda, get to Social Security, it'll probably be about $75 a month. So, Joe, what age of women do you work with?
I start targeting at around the age of 50 because most women don't even start really worrying about it until they're like 54. And so then they're like, well, how do I start saving? It's taking every dime to buy groceries and gas right now. So, how do I get there? And typically it's to get started in your own gig, learn all the skills and use the mentors like Cecilia that will stretch you to get you to your goals. And a huge number of people that come into me, they just need that extra $300 to $500 a month to get them over the current hump, all the while knowing that in my organization, after 5 years and 1 day, you can stop your business and it will keep on paying you. And I just returned from a huge conference with my company. And when they came on stage in the first 5 minutes, they said was 5-year retirement. That was their very first discussion with everyone in the room. It's like, if you've got the energy and you can create the time, we're going to put weekly paychecks in your pocket right now. But remember, in 5 years, you can retire. And everybody's on their feet.
Well, that's a pretty good feeling, especially again when Rhonda said she hadn't even started saving for retirement. You are not by yourself, Rhonda. You, me, and a whole lot of other people out here listening to this conversation really need to be cognizant of the fact that retirement is going to hit all of us. And the only difference between the ones that are enjoying retirement and the ones that aren't are the ones who are enjoying it either already had money set aside or they started early setting aside money so that way they can live retirement on their terms versus, having to work at Walmart or McDonald's in the case of the lady that was there the other day. No disrespect to those working in those jobs. And for those who do it because they want to get out of the house and they don't want their joints to get stiff and they want to keep their mind sharp, it's still a blessing to have that choice. And that's what I think you do, Joe, is you help women have that choice.
Correct. And the ability for them to learn the little teeny bit of skill that it takes to build that. Many of us have always gone to work. We've never stopped and said, oh, let's do something different. I mean, that there was never any time for that. But all I'm saying is if there's a time now at your age that you're now going, what am I going to do? Find that thing that in the people and the group that will help you grow.
Awesome. So with the amazing success you've had, one of the events you did a couple of months back was you did the challenge where you had like posts in your group, people had to answer questions, you were giving away prizes, and you had $1,000 day. Yeah. How does it feel to have $1,000 day from people that you've met through Facebook ads?
That was a lot of fun. And it really taught me a lot because there are people out there that are thinking about have a little bit of fun in the day and take that reward. Like I said, so many women are just working and working and working, and they just don't have the time to stop long enough to get a little bit of reward. So we gave out a lot of reward, but for me, it was a banner day. It was a huge day for me.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, Joe, I do thank you for your time today. And I thank you for being part of my team. And my clients, again, become my friends because I have a vested interest in their success. And their success is my number one priority. I never let anybody do an ad that I think is garbage. I never let anybody put an ad out there that I don't think is going to get results. And even if we don't get the expected results, our motto is we never lose. We either win or we learn. And we've learned so much over the last 12 months, Joe, and I'm looking forward to what we can do in the future with your ads and also with your business. So for anyone listening out there that may be on the fence, about joining Business on Autopilot. They've been to the masterclass. They've been there all 3 days. Some of them upgraded to VIP, but they're still on the fence about whether or not to get started working with me. What advice would you give them?
My advice would be trust the process. And if you truly want to make traction in the last half of 2022, is get started. Because once you get started, you won't stop. You'll just keep gobbling it up and moving. And it comes fast. Your wins will come fast. Every day you will have wins. Every day you will learn something new. So if you want to learn something new, I would jump in. And the group that we have, we're all helping one another, so you never get stuck. So it's not a thing where you're going to do something and get stuck and not get started. You get started, the inertia, the momentum just keeps you going. So if you want to do it, if you want to have something positive happen, get started.
Thank you, Joe. Veronica jumped on. Hey, Veronica, we've been missing you. Thank you so much for hopping in today to say hello to me and Joe. Veronica is also one of my clients, and she's taking a pause for the call. She had a lot going on this summer. There's been a wedding and lots of fun things going on in her life as well. But thank you for chiming in. And it's just been a pleasure working with all of my clients. However, Joe has stuck with me the longest. Again, we reached our 1-year milestone this month, and we still got another 6 months and 6 months after that. And her business is going gangbusters, and she just came off an amazing event. So the success that you had is nothing short of phenomenal, but it's something that anybody can achieve if you're willing to do the work, and that's all that's required. Any closing remarks before we say goodbye to our audience today?
No, just thank you for stretching me this far, and I hope to keep going.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for choosing me to help you with your business. And thank you everyone watching. I am going to put the link to Joe so you can reach out to her if you want more information. She can be reached via email at joe@wisestwoman, WOMAN.com. Wisest Woman is also the name of her Facebook group. So if you want to become part of Joe's tribe and one of the 10,000 women she's helping build a pension in 5 years, just go on Facebook, type in Wisest Woman. I'll update the comments after this video so you can just click on it and get right in touch with her. And her goal again is to make it be you live your life, you live your retirement on your terms. So thank you again, Joe. Thank you for everyone that chimed in to watch with us today. Rhonda, my other mother, Miss Shelton, Veronica, can't wait to see you back in our master classes. Anyone that's in my Facebook groups, if you have any questions for me or Joe, go ahead and drop your questions in there. I'll be sure to circle back and get your questions answered. But to everyone out there, thank you again for joining in with us today. I am Cecilia P. Morris, the digital marketing maven. And as always, take care, be well, be safe, and be blessed.
Thanks.